Okay, should have sound now? Sorry, I thought I figured out the sound issue, but I guess not. But it looks like OBS is picking me up now. There's some weird issue, like if I change my sound device, I guess, then like, while OBS is open, it forgets. It doesn't go back, switch back to it. Something weird. I thought I had it figured out, but maybe not. Either way, I got my tea. I got a bagel. I got like a cheesy bagel. I had everything and I sat down, and I would have been ready like a little bit earlier, but then I was like, wait a minute, my feet feel cold and like bare. My slippers. I'm all cozy, I'm all comfortable, and then I couldn't find. I needed to find my slippers. So, but I got them. I got them now. I'm kind of like ridiculously comfy today. Are my stream alerts not working anymore? Or maybe I just didn't hear this. DizBiz Live, thank you for the follow. Don't know why the alert didn't pop up. Or maybe it did and I just didn't notice because I was getting ready. But either way, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you enjoy chill game dev streams, because that's pretty much what we're doing on this channel. It is the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack. Good ear, Zero. I know Final Fantasy VIII is kind of like one of the lesser... It's one of the more controversial Final Fantasies, I guess you'd say. It's got some pretty vocal fans, but also some vocal, not fans, I guess. I don't know. I'm brain farting on words today. Opponents, I guess you'd say. Your favorite one? See, there are fans out there. I don't know if I would say 8 was my favorite one. Maybe. But that was like the first Final Fantasy game that I played that I really connected with. And 7 and 9 are both great as well. But 8 has this amazing soundtrack, and so Final Fantasy 8 has this amazing soundtrack, and it also has, I thought the character was really interesting. I know a lot of people don't like the draw system as far as the game mechanics go. But wow, I don't know, I really enjoyed it a lot. The story was really interesting to me, and between the good story and that amazing soundtrack, I got sucked in, you know? So, that game holds a special place in my heart. Alright, so, UI widgets. We are doing... I think today we're going to work on the key selector, the keybind selector, and the option selector, because we got the checkbox, the slider, and the navigation list button finished at this point. So, according to my UI inventory, the only custom widgets I have left to make now are the keybind selector and the option selector. So we're gonna dive into that. Hopefully we can finish those two today. And then, if I could do that, then tomorrow we'll be actually get started building out the functionality of the real settings menu. Actually putting it all together, which will be exciting, super exciting. Key selector, option selector, yep. Okay, that's all I got left to do. The stuff with the garden's danger zone for combat stuff just reminded me of the danger room from X-Men. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. It was fun. I really liked it. I loved Final Fantasy VIII. Okay. Make sure my phone's on silent. Alright, so I'm just gonna dive right in. I think I say that at the beginning of every stream. Alright, so this will be a keybind selector. Alright. Let's keep one of the old ones open for reference. Okay. Also his teacher, the blonde, blinking on the name. She was so lulls butting up against Silent Brooding Squall. Quistis. Or might be Keistis, I'm not sure, but I always called her Quistis. She's an awesome character. I totally agree, Zero. Her and Squall had hilarious chemistry. Let's see. Alright, so we'll probably want to do... Actually, let's pop open the Illustrator, well, not Illustrator, Affinity Designer file. And take a look at what we had decided on. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna keep this pretty darn simple, at least for now. Not much to differentiate it visually from other types of settings, but I think that'll be okay. Maybe to help differentiate it, maybe I'll put like some sort of square, you know, border around it. Because this is going to function kind of like a button over here, so maybe I should do that just for consistency's sake. Then again, if I make it consistent with the nav list buttons, then it doesn't show background until you hover it. But for the navigation list though, that's more obvious that it's going to be something that's interactive. In this case, it may not be obvious that's interactive, and I want it to be obvious that's interactive. So I think I might actually go ahead and put a border around that, like a button-like border around it. Just so you can tell at a glance, like I can click on that. Yeah, I think I am gonna do that. Okay, maybe I could just copy this from here. Actually, yeah, let me see if I could copy that. Well, first of all, let's make sure we have a horizontal box. Okay, and this will be our, I'll say, selector container. And in there, I think I will just go ahead. Oh, actually, no, hold on. There's like a special kind of widget for this. If I remember correctly, widget switcher is like a tab control without tabs. Oh, I wonder if I might need that for the settings menu. That might be handy. Where is it? Uncategorize, input key selector. This is what I want. Don't know how ready for prime time this is, but we'll see. Oh, but first I also want text. Oh, let's see if I can copy paste that. Oh, we can. Sweet. Wasn't sure if that would work correctly. Oh god. Gone down a rabbit hole I will never recover from now. I looked up all the proper pronunciations for the Final Fantasy VIII characters. Oh boy. I'm curious. I used to get really into that kind of stuff. I didn't realize that would be such a deep rabbit hole. Well, I mean, I guess, oh yeah. Well, there's probably, by rabbit hole, I'm guessing you mean there's probably a lot of debate between fans of like whether or not it's Keistis or Quistis or Edea or Idea. That was another debated name. Renoa versus Rhinoa. God, there was a lot of, now that I'm remembering, there was quite a bit of debate over the pronunciation of FF8 characters' names. Alright, so what's the size of our containers we had before? Oh, Cypher. Safer versus Cypher. How can I forget about that? Jeez. I know, I never really met many people that said Safer. I always said Cypher. But, I mean, you know, there's gonna be people out there, I guess, right? It's pretty crazy. People will debate that stuff very passionately, too. Alright, here we go. 750 by 36. Alright, so I'll make it 750 in X and 36 in Y. Alright, cool. We'll call this key selector label. Keybind label is what we'll say. Well, actually, mapping label. Judging by the obvious French origins of a lot of the names, though, it might well be the proper one. Oh, I didn't think about that. Maybe. I don't know much French, so I can't really say. But I would like to learn French, actually. That's one of those languages that I keep meaning to pick up. I have it set up on Duolingo on my phone, but I haven't started it yet. I'm still kind of trying to work on German, which I've also been slacking on, like, quite a bit. Alright, so here's our keybind selector button. It kind of already has a lot of its own custom properties. On key selected and on is selecting key changed. That's worded strangely. What is that? On is selecting key changed. What? Oh, I guess this only fires called whenever the key selection mode starts or stops. Oh, okay, that's not a very clear name. Weird. So if you're not familiar with what that was talking about, normally in PC games, when you rebind a key mapping, like it'll say, like let's say this says like jump, and then it says spacebar over here. You'd click this, and then it would say like choose a new key, and then you'd press something like say F, and then it's like now it says F. So like that mode, when it says choose a new key, that's what's gonna trigger, I guess. That's what would trigger this on is selecting key changed, called whenever the key selection mode. So that's the key selection mode, whenever it starts or stops. So I guess this gets called when I enter that mode and when I exit that mode. So that's interesting to know. Wonder why they put that all in one event instead of on starts and on stops, like separate. That's pretty interesting. Interesting decision there. Either way, let's take a look at what properties we have. So we have the style properties like the other way we just do. Normal, hovered, pressed, disabled, normal padding, pressed padding, pressure padding. Yeah, see, I don't even know. Zero. I have an idea of what you said, maybe. You... yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing you said something like you don't speak French or something like that. Maybe? I'm just guessing. I have a very vague inkling of what that says. Oh goodness, what are these colors? Text style, font, color. Why does the color of the text here say that it's like bright pink? Ah, that wasn't too far off then. You can't speak French. That's kind of be a funny thing to say in French. Alright, so let's set up our custom font at least. Bold. Got this. Nightbot, what the heck are you doing? Okay, 3:45. It's running my timers like every 15 minutes. I think I might just turn those off and then make them manual commands that I enter a command and it does it when I want to. Because these timers are not working, like, whatsoever. Which is kind of funny, but also, annoying, especially for you guys. Nightbot's like, hey, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna make these... I'm gonna turn these timers into just commands that I can enter manually. So let's see. YouTube. Submit. What was the... oh, Unreal Slackers, of course. Of course. Ah, this is such a good song. I think this was the boss music. Alright, Discord. Okay, timers are disabled. And now I just have custom commands to invoke that information myself. I've gotten a lot, honestly. I learned all of this like 15 years ago in school. Oh wow, that's cool. See, I never learned French in school. Asking if you can is way easier than asking if you can't. Oh, French uses a lot of double negative weirdness. I didn't know that. All I can think of right now is kicking Ifrit's ass to get him as a summon now. Yes. I think that's the first time you hear this song, right? Fighting Ifrit. Oh, so good. I was gonna say, that looks like a Discord emote. With the colons. Or Slack if you're used to Slack. That's too funny. Let me see if my commands work. Cool. Alright. So now I got them set up as custom commands. So Nightbot's not gonna be saying those things every 15 minutes. It's supposed to be every 30 and every 45 minutes. Don't know why the timers aren't working, but oh well. I think I might try Ankbot instead of Nightbot. See, the thing I like about Nightbot is that, you know, it's already hosted by somebody else. It's hosted by the developer, and it's already got an account. You just like add it to your channel, and you configure all the settings in the dashboard. I like that. Whereas, like, I want to try Ankbot, but it's more complex to set up, and it involves creating your own. You have to create a second Twitch account for your bot, and do a few other things before you could even get it working. Not that big of a deal, but I liked how simple Nightbot's setup was. But if it's not going to cooperate, then I think simplicity is not really all that useful anymore. Anyways, I mean, I love the simple user experience, but if I can't get it to do what I want it to do, I'm gonna have to move on. Okay, first of all, this is quite, I guess I won't say ugly, but it's not great looking. There's a lot of colors here to set. A lot of settings for the text style. Font, color, shadow offset. I guess, do I usually have these and I'm just not remembering that? Font, shadow. See, I'm just used to this, like font, shadow offset, color, opacity. Why is there so much more complex here? I guess we'll just play with it and see what it's like. Yeah, there's key selection text. This is the text which displays while selecting a key. Right now it's just a dot 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 like an ellipsis. No key specified text. That'll just say empty. I guess we'll leave that there for now and we'll try it out and then we'll see if I like it or not. When true gamepad keys are allowed in the input chord representing the selected key, otherwise they are ignored. Oh. So I guess if this is unchecked, I can't bind a gamepad key to one of these things. Escape keys. When true gamepad keys are allowed... Wait, that has the same description. Wonderful. That's helpful. I think somebody forgot to set that tooltip. Or inexplicably copy-pasted it from another property. Very strange. Okay. Well, I got the font set at least. We'll figure out what's up with this color business, why it's like pink. It doesn't look pink over here, but hey. Not sure what's going on with that. I think I would want to use the same... This is a button, so... Actually, wait. Button master, button background inst. How did I don't remember how I set that up. Oh wait. I know what I want to do. Because I want to make this have a background when it's not hovered anyways. So we'll do this. And we'll just manipulate the I think it means that you can include shift along with other keys. So like shift, alt, control. I'm not sure though. It might mean that I can, maybe you could just have control on its own. I'm pretty sure when they say modifier key though, they're talking about like, you know, this plus that, you know, control plus T, you know, shift plus space. We'll play around with it and we'll see in practice what they're talking about there. All right, so now I could just do the alpha like so. And that text color has got to go. It's black. Shadow color and opacity is black. Color says, wow, that's weird. It said it was pink over here. You guys saw that, right? The slider here, or the thumbnail over here, this was pink, but the text was black. Now it matches though, so okay. I mean, as long as it matches, I guess that's fine. I wonder, do I want this to be uppercase? I might want this to be uppercase. Why isn't this updating? That's strange. I set the no key specified, and it's... Oh, these can't be bound to properties. Hopefully that doesn't matter. Hopefully this doesn't need that. If it's just taking the key on its own, you might need to do some sort of input buffer to check for key combos or something, I guess. Yeah. I'm guessing it's just, the modifier keys thing is just, are you holding down a key or not? Let's hope so. Oh, before I forget. Hovered. Let's set that hovered state. And we want that to be 0.4, 0.5, I guess. 0.4. No, yeah, I'll do 0.4. I just want to double it, essentially. Okay. So I guess to test this any further, really, we're gonna have to load it up and interact with it and see what it looks like when it's actually being used. So, to do that, I think I'll load one in here. And then, oh, this song is good too. Classic. All right, so level blueprint. Let's temporarily construct this settings menu so I can just see in game what this is like. Okay. So yeah, there's already a button here. You can kind of hover over it and click on it, and it just has an ellipsis. Now if I press E, okay, and then it changes the key. Now it says E. Spacebar. Aha, see? I can do, well, I can do lift control. If I do control L, so that's a modifier. I can control L. Let's go turn that modifier setting off just to kind of confirm that the behavior is what we think it is. So let's uncheck allow modifier keys. So you can still do left control or alt or shift by itself. You just can't do control plus something. Yeah. So that's what we thought it was. So that's good. It already has that behavior built in, which is nice. This is very nice. Now we need. Okay, there's one thing I don't like. As far as giving it a background like this, like a button. I don't like that it. I don't like that it. I don't like that it is just the size of the key label. I wish that I could make it like. Well, I guess that's. I guess what am I gonna do about that? But I kind of wish that the button was always the same width, if that makes any sense. I wonder if I could even do that. Maybe. Oh, maybe if I do. It's already set to. Let's play around a bit here and see. Yeah, the fact that you don't have to do wow, excuse me. The fact that you don't have to do custom code for key combos, that's just built in. That's really handy. I gotta say. One less thing to worry about. Okay, so let me see if I can. Oh man, this is the music for Triple Triad, I think, right? The card game? Crazy. Well, so the size was set to auto because I'm using the fact that I'm using fill to make the label automatically get as long as just fill up the rest of the space, because the labels are probably more likely to be longer than these button names. I heard this so much because I'd abused the hell out of the card system to get all the materia I needed super early. Oh man. See, maybe things would be different if I went back and played now, but when I first played Final Fantasy VIII, I was terrible at Triple Triad. I did not like it. Then later, when I played Final Fantasy IX, I did like Tetramaster, the card game in that one, and I was better at that one. Still not very good, but better. I kind of want to play it again. I want to replay Final Fantasy VIII just to see if I can play Triple Triad at all, if I'm any better now. God, what is this overlap here? This is like... I hate using anything but a grid container in UMG. With the canvas stuff, yeah, you can set explicit widths and stuff, but like... It's so annoying. Elvis, hey, how's it going? I definitely don't know this song at all. Oh yeah. No idea. Not a famous scene or anything. So I'm using the fill setting to make the label be as long as it can possibly be. But I mean, maybe if I just because if I set the button to fill, then it splits it down the middle. I don't want that necessarily. And if I try to add padding like this, like that looks great, and then I can control the size of that. But it's also, look at how much smaller it's making this. So if I very long setting label name. Oh, okay. So I guess it overflows that. Huh. Okay, so a little hacky, but I guess that would work. Yeah, why not? Okay, so now that should give me the behavior where no matter what this contains, it will just be the same size. Yeah, alright, that looks pretty good. That's actually a little long though, to be honest. I wonder what the longest input combination is. Let's test that. Let's figure this out. Let's see what the longest possible key combo is that I could put in here. The longest key binding. Maybe control spacebar. That's pretty long. Oh wait, control. Well, control. You can't do control and shift anyways, so. But control spacebar. That's pretty long. I wonder what happens if I set this lower. Say, oh no, 400. That's not too bad, I guess. Oh no! Left mouse button, right mouse button. There's our longest keybind right there. Oh, there's no padding for this. But that might actually be fine. Maybe. It's like a catch-22. Okay, you know what? In this case, I might just want to deal with the fact that they're not always going to be... Oh, you know what? Let me try something. Let's see what this looks like if I make the font size a little smaller. Let's say, make the font size a little smaller. And... I don't know if it is possible to substitute those keybind names. I'm not sure how this works behind the scenes. So I had this at 16 before. Let's bring it down to like 14. I think I'll make this medium too instead of bold. Actually, I'm also going to look into seeing if I can set this to be all uppercase. Set selected key. Oh, I can set that manually in script. So if I had to, I could custom script this. I can kind of make it do my own thing. Ooh. Assign on is selecting key changed. So like event dispatchery stuff. Kind of built in, it seems. Set text. Set key selection text. This is what's displayed while selecting keys. Ah, this is the battle music from Laguna's timeline. So good. I really love this battle song. Probably my favorite battle song in the whole game. Wait, that's not what I want. Get I don't seem to be able to get the there's the key selection text and the no key text, but I can't seem to get a hold of the text for the binding. Oh man, Zero, the last time I played, let's see, last time I actually played through the whole game was many years ago. I mean, we're talking like, God, maybe, like early 2000s, like between 2000 and 2004. I've played it since then, but mostly just kind of like opening it and being like, oh, I'm so into, I'm gonna, getting that nostalgia kick. I'm gonna start a new game. I'm gonna play Final Fantasy VIII again, and like I start it and I play like a couple hours and I never touch it again. That happens a lot. But as far as actually playing into it and getting far enough to like see Laguna or anything like that, it's been a long time. But yeah, like I said, it kind of had an impact on me, so I remember a lot of that stuff. There doesn't seem to be a way to access the key binding text. That's a bummer. So I can't figure out how to set that to uppercase. I can't really seem to access that. I don't know what the deal is. Oh, but anyways though, right mouse button. Oh, wait. I haven't tried with the smaller text yet. Okay. Wait, I wanted that. Get back. Alright, well, with the smaller text, right mouse button fits. Left mouse button fits. Ah, but control... I guess you can't do control or shift with mouse button. See, Zero knows what's going on. If you played, from what I saw from people, I saw from other people who were better at triple tryhard than I was. Like, they didn't have to draw that often. They got all sorts of stuff through playing triple triad. But me, I had to. I actually would just draw a lot. I would go find some easy guys that had the spells I wanted, and I would just draw them, and I would just draw them dry. Later on, I didn't really have to do that because Renoa was like, my Renoa was like a total beast. And, oh man, I don't know about you guys, but Selphie is an underrated character. Didn't really play her the first time I played the game. But then when I tried playing it again, I played through it again, and like this time I was like, I want to choose some different characters and like try something different. Selphie's limit break is ridiculous. Her final limit break is called The End, and it just like ends whatever fight you're in. And if I recall, it works on bosses. It's completely absurd. Yeah, see, even on the optional super bosses, I thought so. Like, the end is just a completely absurd ability. It's like your get out of jail free card, sort of. And it was just hilarious. She was insane. And that wasn't even the first that you had. You got a move before, a limit break before that called Rapture, that didn't work on bosses, but it worked on normal enemies. And it would only work on one, of course, but like still, you could target one, and then just like they would just grow wings and fly away, and then they'd be gone. It's not that it's her final limit break, but rather her limit break is a complete die roll. So in order to get the end, you just have to be lucky. Oh. I forgot about that. See, there's still plenty of stuff that I don't remember very well. One thing I do remember well is the summons, the Guardian Forces, or GFs, as they were called in that game. And how Eden was like the most ridiculous one. I got Eden and I was just like kind of in awe at how insane it was. Talk about ridiculous. Eden was like, it was like a 2-minute long summon animation. It was huge. It was the only thing that did over 999 damage, I think. And just like when it turns the world upside down and comes up next to the enemy, you could see how tiny the enemy is compared to Eden. And then it just like shoots them off into like another galaxy and where there's like a black hole or something. It just blows them to smithereens somehow. I don't even know how it works, but it's just one of those things where you watch it and your jaw just kind of hits the floor like, what am I watching? But Final Fantasy games, I actually haven't played I haven't played Final Fantasy 15 yet, the new one on PS4. I want to. I haven't wanted to play a Final Fantasy in a long time. Because Final Fantasy 13 kinda... they kinda ruined things for me for quite a bit. Final Fantasy 13 was the first, not counting the MMOs, Final Fantasy 13 was the first one that I played that I could not finish. I tried twice. I tried three times to finish that game and I couldn't. It was the first time I played a Final Fantasy game that I got, like, so bored halfway through it that I just put it down, and I never picked it back up. Yeah. Almost, you're right. It's the only one that did that absurd amount of damage over a 9999. It was crazy. I had some pretty crazy moments in that game. What was I will never forget this moment in Final Fantasy VIII where I used I was fighting the last boss, Ultimecia, like in her final form, the very, very last battle, and she killed me. But then I had the Phoenix Guardian Force, the Phoenix GF. Ultimecia kills me, and Phoenix appears and resurrects me, and the damage from Phoenix killed Ultimecia. That's how I beat the game the first time I beat it. It was quite memorable. Well, this looks pretty good for now. For our settings, for our key selector here. Yeah, almost I did. I got all the way down to that last hit. The last, like, you know, there was so many scripted, like, moments in that battle, like, to the point where if you used the end on Ultimecia, I think you had to use it multiple times, because there were, like, all these little phases that Ultimecia went through. And the end wouldn't kill her, but it would push her to the next phase, basically. Alright, so now let's set up some Ultimecia is going to be in Dissidia NT. What Dissidia NT? Is that another, like a third one? I know there's already been 2 Dissidia games, and I haven't played them because they were all, like, portable games, which kind of sucks. I just never got a PSP or a Vita, you know? What is this? Dissidia NT. Oh, is this one actually coming to PS4? Like, I could actually play it? Oh man, look at this character roster. What a weird website, though. Ifrit, Shiva, Rama, Odin, Leviathan, Alexander, and Bahamut? Wow. Terra, Ramza, Vaughn. I actually did not play Final Fantasy 12. I saw a little bit of it, and I forgot what it was, but something about that like really turned me off, and I wasn't interested at the time for some reason. I might go back and play that just to try it out. Wow, the roster for this new Dissidia game looks pretty great. If the game's any good, I'll definitely be playing that. Because the only reason I never played a Dissidia game was that they were always portable, and I never had any of Sony's. I did briefly have a PSP once in college, but I got rid of it pretty quickly. I didn't keep it. Well, that could be cool. Coming January 30th, 2018, apparently. Although the website did not specify if that's the Japanese date or the American date. Yeah, almost. I agree. The PSP did hurt to play. I think the controls were not very comfortable. Oh, Zero, you jailbroke your PSP? The tool battery? I remember people having that. Wow, they say they want to have a 50-character roster? That'd be quite a few. That'll be impressive. Alright, let's see. So we'll need to set selector label text. I'm gonna create a variable like we did before. Something that we can let me turn this down a bit. There we go. Something that we can set so that we can update it here. Alright, so oh wait. First of all, do that pre-construct event. Put a branch on that design time boolean there. And now I do set text on the selector label. Let's drag that over here. And now let's grab this here, right? Selector label text. Now we need to come in here to the design panel and click on our selector label, our text, and bind that to the selector label text property that we created. Perfect. I don't think I need to do anything else there. Oh. Let's give that a category. I'll call that key selector. Come in here to the settings menu with these two instances we have, and now we should be able to do this. Setting label. Okay, so let's say enter/exit alternate universe. That's a long label name. That's fine. And then this one, we'll say jump. Now how could I set... I wonder how you set the default bindings for these. Wow. I guess there's really not a way to give it a default value. Seems kind of weird. Well then. In the Japanese versions of Dissidia, where Ultimecia speaks, she occasionally uses classical Japanese. I wonder why, if she's from the future. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought she was a time witch from the very distant future. Perhaps it just has to do with magic or something being correlated to the ancient world. Who knows? Yeah, maybe. I wonder if that's actually an oversight. But you said she occasionally uses classical Japanese. That's interesting. So maybe that makes me think it's intentional then. Oh, it's a common theme in Japanese media for witch-like or sorcerer-like characters to use old expressions. So it might just be that then. Alright, so this is pretty good. I mean, this is functional. I still need to figure out how to set the default key bindings for these. That's kind of a bummer. I don't know what's going on with that. Makes me worried that maybe these are, like, they're not marked as experimental, so I don't know what the deal is. What are these other colors are for? Select your background red. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, doesn't seem to care since I'm using that custom image, I guess. Still, very strange. Highlight color. Highlight shape? The shape of highlight text? The shape of highlighted text. Interesting. Let's see what it looks like if it just says select a new key instead of just the ellipsis ... Yeah, that works. I think I like that. Ooh, I know an interesting fact too. I know an interesting fact about ye olde. The Y in ye, from what I understand, is actually an old character called the Thorn, which actually sounds like a th sound, like a th sound. So if I understand correctly, Yi wasn't really widely used as Yi at all. It was just the. It just looked different. It was just using a different character instead of, you know, the little TH that we use, the modern TH that we use today. Almas will probably correct me on that if I'm wrong. Also, another mind-blown moment. You can have variables that automatically get clamped just by setting them up that way. Yeah, you're talking about the zero. I'm guessing you're talking about like the min-max you can set for sliders and variable values, and the fact that you can set them separately. Like, gosh, here, if I just go set up my float. I'm gonna set up a float. Like the slider range and the value range here. I love that. I love that they include that on the variable just out of the box. It's so good. The slider range is particularly useful if you have public properties that you can edit on, you know, on a per instance basis. And you get a little slider over here in the details panel. Setting that min-max, it's so great. Because then you can make sure that the stuff that you program that gets used by like another designer or artist, that they don't give it bad values, basically. It's super handy, super useful. I absolutely love that feature. It's those little things, you know? It's those little things that make the experience of using Unreal really a great day-to-day for me. Okay. So, I really have no idea how to set the default binding. What is this called? Input key selector is the name of the widget. Input key selector. Let's see if this is documented at all. I'm not sure if it is. Oh. Ah, set the currently selected key. You can. Thank goodness, I was starting to get worried. Input chord. Ah, perfect, perfect. All right, promote this to a variable. Selector input. Let's just call this selected key. Or no, let's call this default key. Make sure that's instance editable. Default key, so by default that says none, right? Oh, sweet, I just got really excited. Yay for documentation. Okay. So now, still empty by default, right? Right, so we come here and you see it's empty by default. Let's try something fun. Oh, I need to give it a category. Category. Key selector, okay. Okay, check it out. So now when we come in here, enter and exit alternate universe, right? There's selector labeled text. and default key right here. Look at that. Okay, so this will be left mouse button. Ooh, and it updates right there too. Oh gosh, I got it all set up correctly. This is great. And now this one, jump, we want spacebar. So now we have our default bindings that we can set there. Of course, at the same time, I might just be pulling these from an ini file anyways, pulling them from the mappings. But then how would I know which one to put in which slot? In that case, I'd probably have to loop. So like, so if you do get input settings, and then you get all, or no. You can get action names and get axis names. Let's see. Settings, right? You can add mappings, you can remove them, you can get action mapping by name, get action names, populate a list of all defined action names. But what about the actual keys? Get action mapping by name. Let's see. You get it by name, and then out mappings for each input action key mapping structure. Let's break that out. So we get a name. Oh, okay, and then we get the key and then the modifiers. Vithos Lusek is so good. That opening song is just legendary. I think it's probably the best, in my opinion. I think that's probably like the best intro song, the best like opening theme song for a Final Fantasy game. There are some good ones. There are some really good ones, but Vithos Lusek, oh my god, it's like the most epic opening. The cinematic that goes along with that song is really good too. For its time, Final Fantasy VIII had some pretty amazing cinematics. This is weird, so this gives me a list of all defined action names, but only their names. If I do get action mapping by name, it's weird that get action mapping singular by name, right? Looking for an action mapping name specifically. It's weird to me that gives me an array of multiple mappings. Like, when would I get multiples if I'm explicitly stating the name? I guess I'm not sure I understand that. Unless, oh, wait, this is like a full input key structure, though, input action key mapping, so it gives me the name. Yeah, see, that seems weird to me. I would understand if it was like, I give it, the name, which would correspond to, you know, this, like jump, that's the action mapping name, and then here, that's the keys. I'm guessing, okay, well, actually, maybe, let me see if that's what the deal is. So move forward has W and S bound to it. So let's do get axis mapping by name. Actually, let's say move forward. I guess I could feed that in. Retrieve all access mappings by a certain name. What? All access mappings by a certain name? That's kind of weird. But either way, maybe I'm misunderstanding. So let's do this. On event construct, which is kind of like a begin play for a widget, but only when the widget gets spawned, obviously. Let's do this. I'm just gonna print this stuff to the screen and see if it actually gives me multiple mappings. Access name. So we're gonna print that. I mean, that's okay. But can I just split? I can't split a key, huh? Can't split it and I can't break it. Oh, get key display name. Look at that. All right. Ah, it does. It gives me each key. All the different keys that are bound to that mapping. So move forward is the mapping, and W and S are two keys that are bound to it. So it prints both of those. It loops through and it gives me both of those. Interesting. Okay. So that's what this is, out mappings. Like, this is the name of the excuse me, wow. This is the name of the axis mapping, move forward, and then this spits out an array of. It's weird that it gives you the access name each time when that's always going to be the same. That part I don't get. But I mean, at least now I see that this is going to spit out multiple, whatever number of keys are bound to this mapping. In this case, W and S. Interesting. But, oh, I know. Ah, what if I have multiple keys bound to the same mapping? How would I do that in the UI? Like a primary and secondary binding. I guess that would just be two keys. I just make two inputs. I'm gonna leave it with just one for now. Not sure if we want to do multiple bindings per key or per action or whatever, but maybe we will. Maybe I'll wait and see what kind of tester feedback I get on that. Like, I wish we could do multiple bindings. If enough people say that, then maybe we'll actually like try it out and see if it's worth it. But in the meantime, so I would need this name over here to match. But this has to have spaces though. And the keybinds don't have spaces. Well, I guess they could have spaces though. Is there a way to make the handles on timeline curves able to pull out similar to pen tool stuff in Photoshop, or do I just have to add another key? Well, you can do curves with timelines. So like, for example, add timeline, do the thing. So if you do a float trek, for example, alpha, whatever, and let's say you add a key, make this 1 second long, and if you add 2 keys, right? Value 1.0, so I got a basic linear curve here, but you can actually do, if you right click it, you can do curves. I don't think you can actually like get pen like controls. When you grab a key, it just kind of gives you this manual. You just drag it around, kind of like a one-to-one thing. But you can do curves though, so you could do this. You could select these two, and then say auto. Oh, okay. So when you give it a curve, that does give you those little handles you're looking for, like so. So there you go. You just have to add a curve to it, make it non-linear. I think so. So that works with auto. User, I don't know about. Break? Yeah. So as long as it's not linear or constant, then you're gonna get, if you do break, user, or auto, then you will get the handles that you're looking for to actually manipulate the curve. Like so. Yeah, Zero, there do seem to be limitations in that regard. You can really only pull it up and down, rotate it, so to speak. You can't lengthen or shorten the handles like you can in Photoshop or Illustrator, unfortunately. I don't see a way to do that. That's kind of a bummer. While I'm here, though, interesting thing worth noting. Timelines have this handy ignore time dilation feature. If you turn that on, then the timeline will not change its speed when you slow down the rest of the game. Could be useful. Alright, keybind selector. I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute stretch break. And then I'll go for about half an hour longer, and then I'll finish up. So I'll be right back in a few minutes. Highly recommend you take a stretch break too. It's good for you. I'll be right back. Okay. Back from my break. Just took a quick break to stretch and did a little bit of exercise. Stretching out my legs. I did some good lunges and some squats, just to wake the legs up, you know, and keep the blood flowing. All right, so I'm gonna stream for about 30 more minutes ish, and then I'll wrap up the stream. So, I have an idea of what I think I could do here. Seems kind of silly, seems a little weird, but I mean, I've got all the mappings here, right? So, what I could do is I think I can perhaps get all the action names and get all the access names. Let's see. Let's see. So if I make that, I make this an array. Maybe I want to use a set. Oops, I thought I could plug those both in, but I guess not. How has the last 2 hours nearly disappeared already? Holy shit, I know. Sometimes it just happens, right? You're just like, Where'd the time go? It's gone. I sat down to do a 2-hour stream and I've been streaming for 1 hour and 43 minutes. I feel like I just started. Crazy ass stuff. Alright, let me see if this does what I think it's going to do. Wow, who designed this node? Dang. I can't stand that the execution wires on this node are like misaligned. Oh gosh. This is gonna be one of those situations where it's like impossible to make it look decent. Ah, not impossible though. It's never impossible. It's never impossible. There's always a way. All right, so if I can add all the action names and access names to an array, and then you know, let me just see what this looks like. Oops. I see. So I don't want access to this array. Final Fantasy VIII nostalgia destroys time. That's sounds about right, given that Ultimecia was a time witch. Ha. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. It'd make more sense if I had a struct. If I had a struct of all the mappings, which I would have to make manually, because a struct doesn't have like a graph. But if I stored it somewhere though, Cause see, if I had a struct, I mean, it just feels weird because like I've already got a list here, right? But like that's where I add them as a developer. But I know the names of all of these. It might make more sense to just make a struct of all the bindings, all the mappings, that is, and then come in here and be able to set the text, to be able to set this label text, not to just be whatever you want. Why would I want to set that to whatever I wanted, right? It'd be great if I could just set that to the name of the binding. Although, actually, I wonder, would I want that to be the same? I guess it depends. Do I want this label to exactly match, you know, all of these. These don't have spaces in them, and I think it's better to not have spaces in your input mappings, but maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe I can have a space, and it's like, who cares? And if that's the case, then maybe I do want that. But see, at the same time, like, move forward, move right, like, that's terrible. The way yeah, okay, so never mind. I wouldn't want this to be one-to-one, because some of these, like, for move forward, for example, W and S, I guess I could set those up separately, but, like, why would I do that? The inputs are always, the movement input, for example, WASD, is already set up a certain way. And I feel like, you know, in the settings menu, you'd want W, A, S, and D to be separate. Those are separate bindings. You know, one is move forward, there's like move forward, move back, move left, move right. So you'd want that to be separate. And they're not separate here in the project settings, so I think I think I would want this to differ anyways. So, you know what? I'm gonna make a struct. Actually, wait, do I want a struct? I think I just want an enumerator, actually. A list of named values. Oh, wait, but no. Maybe I don't want that. Because if I do a struct, I can actually add keys. Let's see. Input mappings. Bindings. Input binding list, I guess I could say. Nah, I'm gonna call it input bindings. Okay. Okay, so what's the data type that I would want here? I think it's called a key. There's a few different ones I saw. I think it's either a key structure, or I could do action mapping and access mapping. I could input action key mapping. Make input action key mapping. Or make input access key mapping. I could do that. And then we're actually getting mappings here. Or there's input chord, which is a key, just the key, and all the modifiers that you could potentially use, like just the binding, basically. Break input bindings. See, this is what you'll get. This is my custom struct here. So, like, if I do move forward, move back, move left, move right. And let's say this is yeah, input chord I think might make the most sense here. Maybe not. We'll experiment a bit. And then see, these have default values. I can set this up here. So W, back would be S. Let's see, left would be A. And then move right would be D. Okay, so now, If I come in here, you see this. Break input bindings. Here they all are. Move forward, move back, move left, move right. I could even break that out if I wanted to get what that key was. And with a struct, you can also do... Oh wait, this is... I think a switch is just for enumerators. Right. You can't do a switch on these, but you basically have... Not a switch, but you do have the ability to break them out here. So... And you can even split the struct pin here if you wanted to. Okay, so if I did this... What could I do here? Well, first of all, I could do this. Make a variable. Default mapping. Or selector binding. Current binding might be a good one, because then if I could just set that. Input bindings. So let me just set that to current binding, input bindings, right? Now, in selected key, what is this? That's an input chord, right? So the key and then the label. I want to set the label to be the name of whatever binding we get. Let's see, if we come over here, what I'm doing is I'd be setting, you know, the label here. Okay, select the label text. Selector label text. That's kind of a verbose name I'm noticing. Let's change that to key label. Key binding. Of course, why would I want to set I want to have a drop down here. Let's see. What I want is a drop down there where I get a drop down that's only the key bindings that exist, and by choosing it, that one property, it would set the name and it would set the label here and the default binding. That would make the most sense to me. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna need to do like a function or something here. So current binding. let's call that input bindings, and then let's make another one called current binding, and that should be a chord, an input chord. That seems perhaps what I want. Now what I want to do is okay, so first let's try to get the name. Oops. Alright, so get input settings. How do I know if it's an action or an axis though? Oh gosh. Yeah, 0. I think you can still hard code in a blueprint graph. You can still hard code one of those, or I mean, I guess in any way, in any way through your logic, I guess you could set those variables to be whatever value outside of that clamped range. That would be nice if that just kind of worked everywhere, right? Oh gosh, I'm tired. Oh goodness. Sleep deprivation. Ah, excuse me, guys. It's just 2 nights ago, I only got 3 hours of sleep, and then last night I got like maybe 5. So I still have some catching up to do. Still missing some sleep. Alright though, so we're at the 2-hour mark here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and uh-oh. There we go. I think I'm gonna step away from this, think about it some more, maybe work on it a little bit more tomorrow, tonight, and then come back to this on the stream tomorrow. There's I want to make sure that I'm thinking of the right way to do this logically, so I'm gonna step away from it for a bit and then come back to it later, and I think we'll resume this tomorrow. This key selector has been a little more complex than I thought, but we'll get it and it'll be worth it. So, I think I'm gonna call the stream there. Let's see. Got that. Okay. So, yeah. This has been a so-so stream in terms of productivity. I feel like we made some good progress. We're learning something new. The input key remapping key bindings in Blueprint. I mean, that's huge. It's also new, so we're bound to run into some not problems, but you know, stuff that we're not familiar with. And I mean, it doesn't help at all. The appearance settings for this are a little kind of counterintuitive. I think I got the gist of it now, though. But yeah, tomorrow we'll continue figuring this out, and we'll work on getting this set up so that I can just come in here to the settings menu when I have an instance of this keybind selector. I'll just have one setting over here that says key binding, and I'll have a drop down of all the key bindings, you know, move forward, you know, phase in and out, jump, the actual key bindings that already exist. I'll have that set up. The one issue I'm not sure if I'll be able to avoid or not is creating this struct of input bindings is separate from this list of the actual input mappings that exist, which means that whenever I create a new mapping here or edit one here, then I'll have to come over to this struct and update it myself manually. That could be painful. So I'm not sure. Maybe there's something I could do to mitigate that. Maybe there's something I can do. Yeah, 0 exactly. I got 1 night's sleep over 2 nights. That's pretty much rip me, right? It's so bad. I'll make up for it though, hopefully. Oh. Yeah, so if I could figure out a way to just automatically get whatever these are, that would be good. But I mean, as it stands right now, it looks like I'm gonna have to be careful and update this whenever I update this, which is a pain. Goodness. And that maybe that's not the best path to take, but I'm not really sure how else to approach this. Like I said, I'm gonna step away from this for a bit. Maybe I'll come up with a better solution. But in the meantime, thanks to you guys who tuned in tonight. Hope you have a good day. And I'll be back tomorrow, same, roughly the same time, probably around between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. I think that's it. Be sure. There is one more note about subscriptions. Twitch is having like a subscription sale right now. I believe subs are 20% off. So if you know anybody else, if you know anyone that maybe might want to check out my stream and they're interested in subscribing for whatever reason, I don't know why you'd I'm not gonna put myself down here. But if you know anyone who's interested in the stream and they decide that maybe they want to subscribe, I think, let me get the date, because I don't have the date for how long that sale lasts. But I'm pretty sure, and I think it applies to gift subs too. Twitch, tell me your secrets. Am I making this up? Is this not even a thing? I can't find it. Ah, yes, winter sub sale. Here we go. Alright, so now through January 6th, until January 6th, subs and gifted subs are 20% off. Okay, so I was right. I'm not crazy. Oh goodness. But yeah, so keep that in mind. That's pretty exciting. That lasts all the way through January 6th. Hey, Etienne, how's it going? Oh, I wish you could have come by earlier. I'm just now wrapping up the stream. But I don't know if you've been here for a while or how long you've been here, but we did make some good progress today. We got a basic key binding selector set up in our options menu here. So it does work, but it's all kind of manually set. Oh wait, left mouse and spacebar, so you can set those. But yeah. Before I go, I'm curious. Are you guys seeing a big delay on my stream? Like 0. Is my stream really delayed, or are you just taking a while to respond to the stuff I'm saying? Because on my end, I'm seeing you write stuff to things I said like a couple minutes ago, which is crazy. Because the delay should only be like 15 seconds or something like that. Sometimes it's even shorter. I do see that my stream health is... Well, the stream health on Twitch says the stream health is excellent. But OBS, the little indicator, health indicator, did turn from green to yellow briefly. 0.4% of all, 0.4% dropped frames during tonight's stream too. That's not too bad, I guess. It's a pretty good ratio. But I'm mostly curious if you guys are getting like a big delay. I think there is a delay. And there must be a delay, because I'm not seeing... It's taking a long time for you guys to respond. So unless you guys are just not responding right away, maybe something's wrong with my internet, or maybe there's something wrong with my streaming setup. Oh, your Wi-Fi is slow? Oh, okay. Ah, but Zero, well, Ground Zero, okay, maybe Ground Zero, is your Wi-Fi, or maybe you're not on Wi-Fi, but is your internet slow, perhaps? I kind of want to figure this out before I end the stream, because I'm not sure where it's at, if it's on my end, or if it's just you guys, or if it's something with Twitch. It's the FCC. It's already happening. No. Oh God. I can only imagine. They're already slowing us down. I'm gonna get a pop-up. You ready to pay $4.99 extra a month to use Twitch? Oh, you're paying for Twitch as a user. Now you need to pay a broadcaster fee since you're streaming. Can you imagine? Oh, let's hope that doesn't get that bad. I don't think that Twitch would deal with that, but I mean they will if they have to. Just keep the business alive, right? Ugh. Okay. At this point, I'm honestly just not sure where the delay is. Alright, one more time before I leave the stream. Ground Zero, if you're watching right now, if you're paying attention, can you say something in chat just to let me know? I'm trying to figure out how long the delay is. Oh, at Ionia, you're doing a massive 3D render. That's pretty cool. Working on an exciting project, I hope. Ah, Zero, you think there's quite a delay. Okay, yeah, there probably is a delay then. It looks like there is. I'm not sure where it is though, because OBS looks green, stream health on Twitch is in the green, it says excellent. Everything looks right. Oh, you just hit refresh and it seems like it caught up? Maybe that's what it was then. So maybe that was on your guys' end, maybe just on the client side. I'm not sure. That's weird, because on my end it looks good, so I can't figure out where I'm assuming that it must be a client side issue. Maybe something to do with the website. But I would think that Twitch's little stream health monitor would pick that up. The Rock for President 2020. Oh, Zero, you've been noticing your little occasional hitches over time. Maybe it does add up, yeah. Yeah, it could be your end, I'm not sure. Who knows? Okay, but at least I confirmed it does seem like there's a delay. I thought I was going crazy. I wasn't sure what was going on. But, I'll see. Hopefully we'll have better luck tomorrow with the stream quality. Sorry if there's been any issues for you guys during the stream today. I'll try to make sure that everything's good tomorrow, if I can help it. If not, then we'll just see how it goes. So, I think I'm gonna end it there. Thanks a lot for tuning in, you guys. I had a lot of fun. I always have fun with these streams. These streams are awesome. I love hanging out with you guys while I'm working on Ionia, and I like sharing the experience with you guys and giving you kind of a look at our development process. Pretty soon now, I think sometime in the next couple weeks, I'm hoping to, I'm gonna start up the Discord server for Ionia and start inviting people. I would love to do that really soon, and then probably gonna start, get our new testing pipeline set up for sending out test builds to our backers and friends, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, lots of cool stuff happening over the next few weeks. Gosh, and I can't believe it's already like almost the end of the year. That's crazy. Not even so. Wow. 2018, guys, this is nuts. 2018 is 2 weeks away. Like, just let that sink in for a minute. What a year. What a year. Jeez. That's crazy. Okay, well, I'm gonna go take care of some other stuff, do some cleaning, and then make dinner. Tonight I'm making Japanese curry, and I haven't told Jess yet. She loves Japanese curry, so I'm hoping it'll be a nice, pleasant surprise when she gets off of work tomorrow. Or tonight, when she gets off of work tonight. Tomorrow, yes, she's working for 24 hours. Can you imagine? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go make dinner, get some chores done, probably work on some music a little bit too, actually. I've been feeling pretty inspired today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be here. Hopefully you guys will join me too. I would love to see you again. Until then, hope you guys have a great day. Take care.